Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the place you come to get past the surface noise and really understand what's going on.
Today, we're diving headfirst into the pressure cooker world of competitive cooking. It's intense.
It really is. Think high stakes, massive ambition, and let's be honest, some truly unforgettable insults. You can't talk about this world without talking Gordon Ramsay.
Absolutely not. He practically defines the modern culinary TV landscape.
And to kind of set the scene for this deep dive, we have to kick off with one of his masterpieces of critique. You know the one I mean. The fish that was so raw.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Slight chuckle.
It was still, and I quote, singing under the sea.
Chuckles. Yep. Classic Ramsay. It's that perfect mix, isn't it?
Mm.
Shocking, kind of funny, but it makes the point crystal clear. That fish was not cooked.
Exactly. And that style, that intensity, it really anchors what we're trying to do today. We've gathered a whole bunch of material sources covering competitive cooking from all angles.
Right. We're looking at the big TV shows, like the latest MasterChef season, season 15, and some of Ramsay's new stuff on FOX.
But also drilling down into, what actually happens in local food contests, the real world stuff.
And the goal here, our mission, is really to unpack what it takes to survive, maybe even thrive, in this incredibly demanding field.
We're drawing lessons from the philosophies, especially Ramsay's, about success, but also looking hard at the failures.
Yeah, those spectacular flameouts. Often it comes down to, well, basic technical mistakes, or sometimes, honestly, just sheer arrogance.
Our sources give us that contrast, don't they? You've got the huge scale of someone like Ramsay, his empire, his ambition.
Versus these tiny, often fatal slip-ups by amateurs when the heat is on. We've got Ramsay's own words on his philosophy, plus detailed breakdowns of those, let's call them character-building moments for MasterChef.
Okay, so let's start with the man himself, Gordon Ramsay. He's more than just a chef. He's a brand, a phenomenon.
Holds the Guinness World Record, doesn't he, for the most successful cookery TV format.
That's the one. And if you look at FOX's schedule for, say, summer 2025, he's just everywhere. It's wall-to-wall Ramsay.
It really is. And it seems like a conscious strategy showing different sides of his persona or brand. You've got three big roles just in that summer lineup.
Right. First, the mainstay, MasterChef. Season 15, this time it's Dynamic Duos, premiered back in May. That's the anchor.
But the really interesting one, maybe, in terms of what's new for 2025 is Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service.
Yeah, that one also dropped May 21st, right after MasterChef. And it's a totally different approach for him, isn't it? Compared to, Kitchen Nightmares.
Completely different. It's less about marching in and yelling from the get-go. This one adds, a whole layer of spying. Skelf.
The idea is he swaps the chef whites for, spyware, basically, to rescue restaurants that are really struggling. But he goes in undercover first.
Well, not him directly undercover usually, but he gets intel covertly. The sources talk about him going in often at night using this high-tech surveillance van.
Yeah.
Sounds very James Bond.
Chuck.
And spyware. Working with someone on the inside. A staff member usually. To get the real, unfiltered truth before he confronts anyone.
It changes the whole setup. Kitchen Nightmares was often about food that tasted bad or books that didn't balance. Secret Service seems more about finding the stuff they don't want you to see.
Exactly. That's where that nighttime blacklight investigation comes in. The sources specifically mention using blacklights to find, and I quote, filth and grossness. Stuff that owners might try to hide.
So he gets the, forensic proof first, the hard evidence of what's really wrong behind the scenes. Then the confrontation happens. It definitely ramps up the stakes.
But crucially, the sources stress that even with all that drama, the fancy renovations, the menu changes, the real change has to come from the people, the staff.
The surveillance is just the catalyst, I guess, to force that cultural shift.
And, that focus on truth, on accountability, it ties right back into Ramsay's core philosophy, which is kind of key to understanding him beyond the yelling.
People see the volcanic temper, but how does he actually see himself?
He calls himself a fighter and a grafter, someone who works relentlessly. And he has this core belief, he says, pressure's healthy and very few can handle it.
That really says it all, doesn't it? He doesn't just put up with pressure. He seems to think it's essential, necessary.
Yeah, he thrives on it. He even said, if I took my foot off the gas, I would probably die. It's this constant forward motion.
And that drive, it's linked to the standards he sets, right? Like the Michelin stars.
Exactly. He holds 3 stars in his main restaurant, and he compares achieving that. It's interesting. He compares it to a footballer winning the FA Cup.
Which, for anyone listening outside the UK, is like the Super Bowl of English soccer. The absolute top prize.
Or an actor winning an Oscar.
Awesome.
It's that level, the ultimate benchmark. Because Michelin isn't just about taste. It's consistency, perfection, night after night.
And maintaining that, it takes insane work ethic. His advice to young chefs is pretty blunt, isn't it?
Very direct, basically. Put your head down and work hard. Never wait for things to happen. Make them happen for yourself through hard graft and not giving up. No shortcuts.
And he lives by that keep moving forward idea, too. He said something like,
I'm not the one to sort of sit and cry over spilt milk. I'm too busy looking for the next cow.
chuckles. Yeah, that's it. Perfect Ramsay. Don't dwell on mistakes, just find the next opportunity. That's the competitive mindset right there.
And it's not just philosophy. He has these specific training methods, too, to build that crucial skill, the palate.
Oh, the blindfolding thing.
Yeah, it's fascinating. He literally blindfolds young chefs at the chef's table, gives them ingredients, maybe small composed bites.
And they have to identify everything just by taste and smell.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Every single component.
Yeah.
And the rule is, apparently, they don't get to cook with those ingredients until they can consistently nail the identification blindfolded.
Wow. So palate first, technique second. It makes sense, really. Ensuring the foundation is solid before they even turn on a stove.
He also talks about how much more is demanded of chefs now. It's not just cooking. It's fitness, social media, marketing.
You have to be the whole package.
Pretty much. It's an elite operation he's running, and he expects that level across the board. And, just to round out his TV presence, we shouldn't forget the other shows still running.
Right. Next Level Chef with its crazy vertical kitchen.
Kitchen Nightmares is still around, the original format.
And, of course, Hell's Kitchen, the pure restaurant service pressure cooker.
So yeah, he's kind of got the whole spectrum of cooking competition and reality covered. Total dominance.
Okay, so that intense philosophy, that pressure, it leads us right into the MasterChef arena, where amateurs face that heat. And season 15, as we said, big twist, dynamic duos.
Yeah, first time ever they've had pairs competing together. Home cooks, remember?
Which just sounds like adding another layer of difficulty onto an already impossible task.
Absolutely. I mean, the basic MasterChef rules are tough enough, right? No recipes allowed. Constant threat of the dreaded pressure test, as they always call it.
Always dread it.
And now, on top of trying not to burn the fish or curdle the sauce, you have to manage a relationship under intense pressure. It's designed for drama.
And the pairings they chose. The sources list them out. You've got the expected ones, like married couples, dating couples.
Zach and Michelle, Rachel and Julio. Siblings too, Ashley and Ricky. Best friends, Kevin and Trey. Those seem, potentially supportive.
Then you get into the family dynamics. Mother and daughter, Tana and Kate. Aunt and niece, Tina and Avon. That adds a whole different kind of pressure, doesn't it? Family expectation.
Well, for sure. Years of history potentially playing out over a risotto.
But the one that just screams reality TV gold. Or maybe impending disaster.
Knowing Jekyll. The divorced exes.
Azu and Javier. How does that even work? Imagine trying to plate delicate microgreens while arguing about who forgot to take out the trash 5 years ago.
You have to assume the producers were absolutely thrilled with that casting. Talk about high-tension collaboration. Testing teamwork under the most awkward circumstances imaginable.
The prize is still the same, though. Big money. $250,000. The trophy. And bragging rights as master chefs, plural this time.
And it wasn't just the contestants who changed for season 15. The judging panel got a shake-up, too.
Right. Aaron Sanchez left. But the two pillars are still there. Ramsay, obviously, and Joe Bastianich.
Mr. Throw It in the Trash. Yeah, the renowned restaurateur. He's back, ready to dissect not just the food, but the contestants' very souls.
Chuckles. Seems like it sometimes. But the new face is Chef Tiffany Derry.
Yeah, James Beard Award nominee, runs Root Southern Table. She's got serious credentials. Been on Top Chef, Bobby's Triple Threat. She knows high-level competition from the inside.
And she brings, according to the sources, a no-nonsense point of view, which sounds like a good fit, actually.
Definitely adds a different dynamic. She's coming from that pro-kitchen background. She said she was excited about judging duos, talking about how cooking needs passion, precision, and heart.
Passion, precision, and heart, okay.
And she promised them tough love and maybe even a little spice.
Tough love. I like that. It suggests she'll be rigorous, demanding, but maybe without Ramsay's theatrics or Joe's sort of icy detachment sometimes.
Yeah, focused on the craft, the technique, but also maybe that emotional connection to the food, making sure the heart matches the hands, so to speak.
Yeah, let's talk about that judge-contestant dynamic because it's so central. We've got Ramsay's approach and then Joe's. Two very different styles of well, let's call it feedback.
Yeah, the art of the takedown, as the outline puts it. Ramsay's style is all about the performance, isn't it? Using these wild analogies, the humor, to make the failure completely unforgettable.
We mentioned the crab singing under the sea. There was the of so undercooked it was following Mary to school.
Chuckles, right? Or the fish still finding Nemo.
Yeah.
It's visual, it's memorable, it's designed for TV, but it also hammers home the point. This is a disaster.
And he turns that same energy on the contestants themselves if he thinks they're being lazy or just
Bro.
clueless.
Oh, yeah. Calling someone a panini head or yelling at a guy frozen in panic, don't stand there like a big finger muffin. It's aggressive, but it's also kind of specific in its absurdity.
He also does that thing where he builds them up first, right? He uses that hyperbolic praise, the most amazing scallops, the most stunning puree.
Yes, sets the stage, creates this expectation, and then bam, the critique hits even harder because the gap between the description and the reality is just enormous.
Total contrast to Joe Bastianich.
Night and day. Joe rarely goes for the funny analogy. His critiques are surgical, clinical even.
He seems laser focused on two things: fundamental technical mistakes and arrogance.
Exactly. Arrogance seems to be the ultimate sin for him. He's judging as a restaurateur someone who knows that a basic error or a bad attitude can sink a business.
We have to talk about that season 2 moment, the cardinal sin. Contestant Mark, peppercorn fillet, mashed potatoes. Sounds okay.
Until you find out how he thickened the mashed potatoes.
With raw flour.
Raw flour. In mashed potatoes. I mean, it's culinary malpractice 101. It makes them gritty, taste awful. Just a fundamental misunderstanding of cooking.
And Joe's reaction?
Livid. Absolutely livid. Called it a severe technical error. A culinary sin so heinous, the judges were downright horrified. It wasn't just wrong. It was offensive to the craft.
And it led to a double elimination, right? That's how serious he considered it. Basics first.
Always basics first for Joe. And that extends to how contestants carry themselves. He cannot stand disrespect.
Like in season 2 again with Christian Collins?
Yeah, Christian started sulking, like visibly pouting and ignoring everyone after another contestant, Jennifer Bem, got praise for her lobster. Bad sportsmanship.
And Joe called him out immediately.
Coldly and directly. Called him a whiny punk, told him to show respect, and ordered him. Put the silverware down like you belong in this kitchen. Just shut it down. Professionalism matters.
We saw that again with Chrissy in season 4, didn't we? She tried to argue with his critique.
Yeah, Joe said her catfish tasted like med.
Yeah.
And instead of just taking the notes, she pushed back, got defensive.
Big mistake with Joe.
Huge. He slammed her cavalier attitude.
Yeah.
Basically told her if she thought she knew everything, she should just go home and cook for herself. Refusing feedback is like waving a red flag at him. It signals you're unteachable.
And then there was Tally, season 3, the master orator.
Chuckles. Oh, Tally. Yeah. He served this pretty bad Arctic char over lentils that Joe said were destroyed. Just mushy, overcooked.
But instead of owning it, Tally started talking about his concept, right? Using all this fancy jargon.
Exactly. Trying to talk his way out of a cooking failure. So solving this, emulsify that, trying to distract from the fact that the lentils were just bad.
And Joe wasn't having any of it.
Cut right through it. The show is MasterChef. It's not Master Order. Boom. Such a perfect put down. Your fancy words don't matter if the food on the plate doesn't work. Technique over talk.
And that respect thing came up again with tradition, too. Season 4, the Agnolotti Challenge. Joe's own mother, the legendary Lydia Bastianich, demonstrated the classic dish.
A delicate, beautiful pasta. And contestant Howard decides to, what was it? Stuff it with cumin spice chicken, jalapenos, and bell peppers.
Yeah, a total departure. Going for bold.
And Joe saw it as pure arrogance. Called it cavalier. A disregard for craft disguised as flair. His point was clear. You don't get to break the rules until you've mastered them. Innovation without foundation is just noise.
So Ramsay's about the shock, the flavor, the immediate impact. Joe's about the technique, the respect, the attitude. Two sides of the same demanding coin.
Precisely. They cover all the bases for potential failure.
And those failures, they happen constantly, don't they? These aren't rare occurrences. The pressure cooker environment just breeds these technical mistakes. Season 15 had some great examples, according to the sources.
Oh yeah. Let's start with dessert. The newlyweds, Timothy and Athena, and their chocolate lava cake. Simple concept, notoriously tricky timing.
And they missed the timing. Badly.
Completely. Instead of molten chocolate, they got, well, the judges called it cold, dry, a lifeless sponge.
Ouch. Ramsay apparently compared it to something his bulldog left behind.
Chuckles Riley. Yeah, he went there. The only positive was that it smelled okay. But the texture, the temperature, total failure. Overbaked it into oblivion. Promised lava delivered cake gravel.
Then there was the meat mismanagement. Coffee rubbed elk tenderloin. Sounds potentially great.
Potentially. But elk tenderloin is lean, delicate. It needs precision cooking, high heat, quick sear, perfect medium rare inside.
And this contestant.
Cooked it until it was grayish. Great. That's the death knell for tenderloin. The description of the texture was just brutal. Chewing like someone had tried to smoke a leather boot and lost interest halfway through.
Wow. So tough. Basically inedible.
Exactly. And it wasn't just the elk. The sauce was apparently lost. The plating was clumsy. A total loss of control over time and temperature, which are everything with that kind of meat. Just didn't respect the ingredient.
And another technique fail. MD's red snapper. Wrapped in banana leaf, aiming for a grilled flavor.
Yeah, the brief was elevated grill. But wrapping it completely in banana leaf? Well, what does that do?
It steams it, right.
Precisely. It creates a little fish sauna. The fish was tragically overcooked and tasted steamed, not grilled. No char, no smoke. The method completely undermined the stated goal. A fundamental misunderstanding of heat transfer and flavor development.
These are the kinds of basic errors that just get magnified under the lights and the clock.
Absolutely. But it's not always just technical. Sometimes the competition forces really deep personal conflicts to the surface.
Like the story of Sheetal in Season 1, with the crab challenge.
Yeah, that was a powerful moment. Sheetal was raised Hindu in a vegetarian household, and the challenge required killing a live Dungeness crab.
Which, for her, was deeply problematic, like taking a life, a soul, she said. She was genuinely terrified, breaking down.
A real crisis of conscience, right there on national television.
Yeah.
And this is where you saw a different side of Ramsay.
Not the usual yelling.
No, surprisingly compassionate. The sources say he pulled her aside, really listened, acknowledged how hard it was for her, and he offered to help, to put the crab in the boiling water for her if she couldn't do it.
That's unexpected, a moment of mentorship.
It really was. And in the end, she found the strength to do it herself, overcame this huge personal barrier. And she actually went on to make a crab curry that the judges, including Joe, praised.
Joe praised it. What did he say? Knowing Joe.
Classic Joe. He acknowledged the quality of the dish, but with that signature edge. He said something like, "I'm sure that crab is very, very happy to give his life for this dish."
Chuckles. Oh, Joe. Acknowledging the sacrifice, but still reminding everyone it's a competition.
Exactly. And it highlights that underlying expectation, right? These shows push boundaries. While they might accommodate allergies, they generally expect contestants to handle the tasks, even if they conflict with personal beliefs. She tells stories about her finding that competitive drive within herself to overcome that.
It's easy to get caught up in the TV drama, the MasterChef kitchen, but these kinds of culinary battles, this drive to compete, it happens everywhere, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The source material points this out clearly. It's not just on FOX. Think about local competitions, like the ones at Hudson Table.
Right. They run these Iron Chef-style battles, head-to-head, professional chefs.
Yep. Multiple courses, appetizer, main, dessert. They get mystery ingredients, clock starts ticking. Very similar format to the TV shows and structure.
But the big difference is who judges. Right.
Exactly. It's not Ramsay, Joe, and Tiffany. It's the audience. The people who bought tickets, the paying guests. They taste everything, and they vote for the winner. Winner gets a cash prize.
That's a whole different kind of pressure, isn't it? Not about impressing 3 experts with refined palates, but about pleasing a crowd, making food that people actually want to eat right then and there.
It tests commercial appeal, broad appeal. Can you make something delicious and satisfying under pressure that works for a diverse group? It's a different skill set, in a way. Maybe more relevant for running an actual restaurant.
And for the home cooks, the amateurs, there's a massive world of recipe contests out there, too.
Huge. Publications like Taste at Home, brands like Pillsbury, they're constantly running contests. Focused themes, too.
Like what?
Oh, the sources mention things like modern slow cooker, breakfast and brunch, a 5-ingredient contest, seasonal stuff like a Halloween recipe contest.
So opportunities for amateurs to get their recipes out there, get some recognition.
And often real prizes. Publication in a magazine, cash. It's a way to get validation, test your skills against others without the glare of TV cameras.
The variety is kind of wild, too, from the big Pillsbury bake-off down to really niche things.
Yeah, like contests specifically for private chefs through Chef's Roll, baking challenges like Sally's Baking Challenge online, even super specific stuff like the All of Japan International Olive Oil Competition. Its deadline isn't even until May 2026.
Wow. So that competitive spark, that desire to put your food out there and see how it measures up, it's everywhere, at every level.
It seems to be fundamental to people who are passionate about cooking, testing yourself.
And speaking of testing yourself and succeeding, let's bring it back to MasterChef Season 15, the dynamic duos. We should talk about the winners.
Right. The South Shore couple from Massachusetts, Jessica Bosworth and Jesse Rosenwald.
They won the whole thing back in September 2025 and then got engaged right after at the finale watch party.
Yeah, talk about a life-changing night. Win $250,000 and get engaged. Not bad.
And the amazing thing is, they fit that passionate amateur profile perfectly. No professional training at all.
None. Just 9 years of cooking together at home because they loved it. The dynamic described was Jessica as the creative one, the ideas person.
And Jesse is the workhorse, the execution guy.
It really showed that teamwork, that shared passion, and presumably a lot of that hard graft Ramsay talks about, can beat pure technical skill sometimes, especially if the skill comes with arrogance or poor collaboration.
They proved the philosophy, didn't they? Head down, work hard, work together.
And now they're taking that win and turning it into something tangible. They want to start their own food business.
A pizza place, right.
Right.
Focusing on that specific South Shore bar pizza style from Massachusetts.
Yep. Taking the pressure, the validation from the show, and channeling it directly into a real-world entrepreneurial dream. It's kind of the ideal outcome.
They survived the whole crazy process and came out stronger. With a plan, it shows what's possible. So, wrapping this all up, what's the core flavor we've extracted from this deep dive into culinary competition?
Well, it seems to boil down to this tension, doesn't it? You absolutely need the passion. Chef Derry said, cooking is passion. That's why it can seem temperamental.
But passion isn't enough. You need the technique, the precision, and maybe most importantly, you need humility.
That's Joe Bastianic's big lesson over and over. Ego kills. Believing you're too good for the basics, or that just being confident is enough. That's the fast track to failure.
And Ramsay's point about pressure. Perfection might be the goal, but it often gets lost when you cook under pressure. So success comes from the grind, the hard work, the instinct.
And always looking forward. Don't cry over spilled milk. Find the next cow. That relentless forward momentum.
Which brings us to our final thought. Something for you, the listener, to chew on.
We mentioned earlier that Ramsay, despite all his incredible success in cooking, once said he'd trade it all to have been a top footballer.
Think about that, and then think about the sheer intensity, the public scrutiny, the brutal critiques these people willingly sign up for, not just on TV, but in local contests, recipe submissions, everywhere.
Why? Why do ambitious people keep flocking to these culinary arenas where they know they'll be judged so harshly, where failure is so public?
What's the real value they're getting? Is it just the money or the trophy? Or is it something deeper?
Is it maybe what Ramsay hinted at? That the real reward is in the struggle itself, coming back from failure, finding out what you're made of, finding out so much about yourself and who your friends are.
Maybe worth considering. Where could you test your own skills, your own ambition in the real world? What might you discover about yourself when things get really, really hot?
Because at the end of the day, the kitchen, the competition, it's just a stage where character gets revealed.
Until next time, keep that pressure healthy, and for goodness sake, check for raw flour.